This next one was sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Charlie in Starkville, Mississippi. I shouldn't pile on Ted DiBiase and his family.
Oh, boy.
But being a proud Mississippian, I'm going to. From their involvement in the biggest embezzlement scheme in Mississippi history,
When you say it like that, it sounds unsavory.
3 members of the DiBiase family have been ordered to pay back stolen welfare money to the state. Ted DiBiase Jr. must repay $3.9 million plus interest.
Ouch.
Ted DiBiase Sr. must return $722,299 that his Christian ministry received. And finally, Brett DiBiase has to repay $225,950. What are your thoughts on the DiBiase family stealing millions in welfare money from the state of Mississippi?
Oh, come on. I don't... Is stealing it the proper word? They didn't, go and knock somebody over the head and pick their pocket. They just... misdirected funds from the state that were to be used for poor people for their own ends. That doesn't make it sound any better. I like Ted DiBiase. I've never had a single crossword with him. I've never met his sons. And I guess the way this happened was that one of the sons got a job in the state government or somehow affiliated with the state that could direct this money to potentially proper causes, right?
Like Ted DiBiase Ministries, yes.
To proper causes like the welfare of people, poor people, and food, assistance and all that stuff. And it instead got transferred to his brother and his father's ministry. I mean, everybody knows what. If you give some preacher money, then you ought to know what's going to happen to it, because this is a bigger. I'm not trying to bury Ted DiBiase Sr. here. I'm just saying it's a bigger fucking rib than the people who everybody knows wrestling's fake. Everybody knows a goddamn televangelist or any preacher that's asking for money is going to use it to buy his own air-conditioned doghouse and rocket car, because he's preying on people who are gullible enough to believe in some greater power that's going to deliver them from any bad happenings if only they contribute money that they don't have to some asshole who's building a $10 million church and drives around in stretch limousines. Because God is all-knowing and all-powerful and all-seeing. But as George Carlin has mentioned, he's rotten with money, can't handle money, always in need of money. So, but in this case, it apparently wasn't contributions that were made wholeheartedly and with everybody knowing up front. It was city or state money misdirected to this ministry on behalf of something they were allegedly doing. I don't know. But again, give money to children's charities, give money to animal charities. Don't give money to religious charities, because it's based on fiction and it's a scam. And they will take your money and they won't even pray for you. And there's no money back guarantee on what happens if you've given all this money to all these Christian and religious charities all your life and you die. And when you die, you realize you're not at the pearly gates. You're not talking to St. Peter. You're in a box in the ground with worms. Do you get that money back? I'm just asking.
No refunds.
No refunds. So anyway, I don't want to dogpile on the DiBiase family. I'm sorry Ted's in this predicament. But it sounds like he better be the $1 million man. Because what would you do if somebody told you you need to pay back $700 and something thousand and your son needs to pay back $4 million? Oh, shit. Will you take a check or do I have to run upstairs to get the cash?
If you were a newspaper man in Mississippi, you must be salivating. The $1 million man owes millions?
Well, no, he doesn't owe. His son owes millions.
Oh, in a headline, it could
$1 million man junior.
Well, it could be $1 million man and family owe millions.
Well, I really wish they hadn't done that thing that they did, so we wouldn't have to be talking about it, because I take no pleasure in poor Ted DiBiase being in trouble.
I wouldn't use the word poor, Ted DiBiase.
Well, I'm talking
considering
about
the story.
Poor, not poor as in a man is not poor as long as he has friends. Not poor in wealth, but poor in the state of he's in up shit creek without a paddle.
Yeah,
right
poverty sucks, Ted DiBiase, more like it. But
hey, will Cameron Grimes bail him out now?
That's right. That's a good question. That's a great question.
If Cameron Grimes, if they would just take a camera crew and take Cameron Grimes to the state capitol in Jackson and shoot him on the front steps going to see about doing something for Ted DiBiase, that would be the greatest thing ever on television.
If there is a trial, and it will be public because people will know where it's going to be, and you'll see Ted and his kids walking in and out, how much you want to bet Virgil will be on the steps selling autographs? I'll put money on it right now. He'll find his way down in Mississippi and he'll be there selling autographs.
I don't know. He might be afraid Ted might ask him for a loan.
That's a good question, but Mr. DiBiase has a lot of problems that are going to be coming in the future. And
sounds like he needs a good lawyer.
Well, who really cares about what he needs? I'm thinking about the lawyer that the people in Mississippi need, the people who needed that welfare money, the people who were ripped off and lied to, the people who were stolen from. Those people need an attorney. They need an advocate who will fight for them with the same anger I have right here, right now in this spot. And there's only one man, Jim.
Only one.
Call Stephen P. News. If you need to sue. An outlaw mud show or two. He'll sue the rest.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been promised a palace at the pearly gates, but all you got was the basement of a porta potty, then you need to call the man, the myth, the legend himself, Stephen P. New, 888-692-8084, or go to newlawoffice.com and you can see the reprobates that he has brought to heel, that he has put in line and brought to justice, who have not only damaged, not only stolen from, not only poisoned or potentially harmed the health of innocent victims all across America. Stephen P. New is the bulldog of justice, the legal beagle, the consigliere of the cult of Cornette, and the man who will take you to the promised land of the pearly gates of payoff. That's right, he'll take you to Payoffsville. Because if Stephen P. New, as we've said many times, cannot get you paid, your ass does not accept cash. So whether you've been damaged or downtrodden by some of these greedy or avaricious corporations, if you've been injured in any way, or if anyone in your social circle or immediate family, or potentially unknown family, possibly you've got some relatives out there you're not sure of. Maybe you were a young man who liked to spread your seed around the states when you were young, and now you've got kids you don't even know about. Whoever's in the whole group there.
Who are you speaking to?
I'm just talking to anybody at random. Anybody can avail themselves of the services of Stephen P. New at newlawoffice.com, 888-692-8084. He has brought so many members of the cult of Cornette from travail and trouble to happiness and prosperity. You can be amongst those. The consigliere of the cult of Cornette is standing by.